Hey, Michelle, how's it going today?
Good, Lindsay. How are you?
Good, Michelle. I'm excited for today's episode. Do we use the concept of weight in English in any natural phrases?
All the time, Lindsay. We use it all the time. Super useful expressions, and we are going to go into them today.
Yeah, we have a question from a listener today. So, guys, find out all the ways that native speakers use the concept of weight to speak naturally and to comment on life and the world. Let's get into it, Michelle.
All right, enjoy.
Hey, Michelle, how's it going today?
Hey, Lindsay, how are you? I'm excited to be here on YouTube with you today.
Yes, guys, today's episode is on YouTube. So if you want to see us on camera recording this today, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the All Ears English channel. Cool.
Definitely.
Michelle, what's going on? How have you been?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome. Awesome. Yeah. What are we talking about today?
Well, when was the last time? I don't know. I always put you on the spot with these beginner questions, Lindsay. But when was the last time? Can you think of the last time you felt a weight off your chest?
Oh my gosh. The last time I felt a weight off my chest, probably when we completed some big project at our work. Let's say at All Ears English, we launched a course or we completed a webinar, for example. We love those webinars that we do, but they are a lot of work. And when you finish the last one, you're like, I'm done. This is great.
Right. Exactly. Right. So, I mean, that's a great example. I mean, to say you feel a weight off of your chest, it means that you feel better about something, right? You feel relieved.
Yes, literally it feels like that, right? And sometimes, I mean, the most vivid example for me in my life would be taking final exams in college, right? Did you ever feel that, oh, finally, the last exam? When you're stressed out that whole week, you end up in your pajamas all week studying, eating candy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to get more into this in a second because we have a great listener question that we're going to get into. But Lindsay, what do we want to tell our listeners first?
Yeah, well, I want to let our listeners know, guys, today you're going to learn a really cool new vocab term. And when you have the app, that is the way to learn vocab because you get to create your personalized power list of vocabulary terms customized for you. So go to allearsenglish.com/bonuses to get the app. Or if you just want to get the transcripts by email, go to allearsenglish.com/subscribe. So a bunch of ways to be able to see the words of this show and understand the vocabulary that you want to take away from the show. All right. Very cool.
Awesome. I love it. All right. So should we get into the question?
Yeah, Michelle, let's get into it. Okay. I love how this listener opened up the email with, hi, Lindsay, Michelle, Jessica, and Aubrey. What's shaking?
What's shaking?
Do we say that a lot on the show? I guess we do.
I don't know. Maybe we do. I don't know. But it's fun.
So this listener says, I can't stop loving all of you guys. Learning with your podcast has become a big part of my daily life. That is so great. So good to hear that. Yes. And what is this listener's name, by the way? Oh, okay. This is CL Leung, and CL Leung has been helping us as a beta tester with the Android app. I was just emailing with this listener this morning. So
well, there you go. Thank you.
How cool. How cool. And we so appreciate this listener's help. So let me ask the question, answer and ask and answer. Let's read the question first, Michelle. Here we go. I have a question. Jessica taught us the idiom weight off your chest in episode 1149. I'm wondering how many and which body parts can collocate with weight and different body parts. I have a quick look on the internet. I see collocations with chest, heart, mind, shoulders, and feet. I think it might be an interesting topic to cover. Yeah, this is an interesting topic, Michelle, isn't it?
It definitely is. It definitely is. So yeah, great question. I'm really impressed that our listener did some research, you know, on this as well, right? On the collocations.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, I mean, Lindsay, we do say weight off my X, right? As it sounds like Jessica used it in a past episode. I mean, I feel like I most frequently hear weight off my shoulders or weight off my chest. I mean, Lindsay, do you hear the other ones? Like what did we have here? It's a chest, heart, mind, shoulders, feet.
Weight off your heart. I don't say that. I don't think that's a thing. Weight off my feet. Take some weight off your feet or get off your feet. maybe, but more
Right.
the shoulders and the chest, I think.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
When I looked into it, apparently weight off my mind is also used, but I mean, it
Okay.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really hear weight off your heart, but weight
Yeah.
off your feet is more like a physical thing, like about relaxing, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
take the weight off your feet. But even that one, I wouldn't say that's too common. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Michelle. When it comes to the mind, I think more about it's a weight on my mind. This has been
Yeah.
weighing heavily on my
Yeah. Oh,
mind.
that's
Oh,
right.
that's a good one too. Oh, we're so good.
That's right. That's right. But for the most part, these are really about relief. I mean, maybe you
Yeah.
were upset or nervous about something, but now you don't feel that way. So, for example, maybe you got a good grade on a test you were worried about. So you could say, like, this is Lindsay, kind of what you were talking about. Well, wow, well, that's a weight off my shoulders, right?
Oh my gosh. Do you remember the days in school? I don't know if you had this experience, but I remember just getting tests handed back, right? You're in class, your teacher's handing back tests, and you're like, oh, I know I failed this. You're telling all your friends. At least that's how I just always felt like I didn't do well. And then
Oh, me
sometimes,
too.
most of the time I did well, sometimes not so well, but most of the time, right? But what a weight
Yeah.
off your chest when you get an okay grade, like a B or an A.
Exactly. Or what's another time you might use this?
Well, if you told someone bad news, you had to tell them that thing, but you were scared to tell them, right? For example,
Mhm.
I feel a huge weight off my chest. It wasn't
Yeah.
as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Maybe you
yeah.
have to have a difficult conversation. Right. Again, I'm not
Yeah.
sure how Jessica used it in this other episode, but we wanted to
Mhm.
review these,
Yeah.
You had a conversation you were worried about, maybe with your friend, you had to tell them something not so pleasant, something like that could be a weight off my chest, right? Or maybe you had to confess something.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And this does become, and this kind of leads into the first vocabulary phrase we're going to teach, Michelle. It becomes very heavy, right? When you have
Mhm.
something that's just weighing on your mind, it's like it pervades everything in your life and your day. It's always that last thought that you have when your mind is clear. At least for me, it is. If I have something major going on. So,
Right. And, our listener was asking, which body parts can collocate with weight. So we're going to get into that today. So yeah, Lindsay.
yeah.
So with weight, so heaviness, right? Or lightness, right? And
Yeah.
body parts. So yeah, what is that first one?
Okay, so with a heavy heart, and guys, this is a chunk. So you should write this down, get
Yeah.
this into your personal power list in the app or whatever you need to do. But the chunk is with a heavy heart. It's a good one.
With a heavy heart. And this
Yeah.
is very common. I mean, Lindsay, when do you usually hear somebody say with a heavy heart?
Yeah. So they might say, it is with a heavy heart that I must share that my great grandfather passed away last night, for example.
Right.
So something is
Right.
with a heavy heart. Very clear chunk there, Michelle.
Yeah, I feel like it's mostly for someone passing away. Like when I hear with a heavy heart, that's what I think someone's going to say, right? It's with a heavy heart
Yeah.
that I must announce or I must tell everyone. And I feel like I see that
Yeah.
written a lot. Like I see it on social media a lot. If
Do
somebody
you?
posts, yeah, with a heavy heart
Mm.
so that's where I see it a lot. But with a heavy heart, yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
hear it a lot.
What do you think about, for example, when someone is resigning from something, it's not as serious as a death? Do you ever hear it for that? Like it's with a heavy heart that I have to resign from this position. Do you hear that? I don't know.
I think you might.
You might. Yeah. I'm not sure. I do
I don't
agree
know
with
if I
you.
would say it. I feel
It's
like,
a little heavy, right?
yeah, it's a little heavy. It's a little too heavy on the heart, right? I think of it as with someone passing away. Unfortunately,
Let's go
some
with
phrases
that.
are good for that.
Yeah,
So,
let's
I mean,
go
are
with
good
that.
for that, are useful for that situation, and that's it.
Exactly, Michelle. Okay, next one. Let's move on. So what's the
Let's
next
move
one?
on.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is your eyes are heavy, right?
Yeah. Oh, is this when you're really tired, you mean? Kind of yeah.
I guess it's really that your eyelids are heavy, but we say your eyes are heavy, right? So when you can actually see someone's eyes getting heavy. I mean,
Yeah. Yes.
it means that they're tired. So if I'm just like here and I was like,
yeah.
I mean, Lindsay, how could you use that?
Yeah, I mean, so you could say, "Oh wow, your eyes are heavy. Go get some rest."
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
eh,
So,
mhm.
yeah, Lindsay, now we have another one. We're going to go to light.
Yeah. Okay. Let's lighten it up here, Michelle. Let's lighten the mood. Let's say light on your feet. So that's someone who moves well. And by the way, when I was growing up, I played a lot of tennis, and it's definitely an asset if you were light on your feet in the game of tennis. Footwork is huge in tennis, and that was to my detriment because I did not have good footwork as as a tennis player.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, did you have two left feet?
No, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, that
Yeah,
means
that's a
right that
good
you
expression.
fall a lot, I guess, that you
Yeah,
trip, you're
yeah.
clumsy. I wouldn't say that, but my feet would tend to like stick to the ground and they weren't light. It was hard for me
Yeah.
to move them quickly. So
Yeah.
light on your feet means what,
Light on
Michelle?
your feet. Yeah, yeah, you move well. I mean, this one actually, I hear this all the time, but I'm glad that you give the tennis example because I was trying to think of
Mm.
like, okay, not just dancing, because I think of it with dancing, but also, so I'm glad that tennis, that makes a lot of sense.
Tennis too, but I think not just sports too. It's good to be light on your feet. Do you think that could be used as kind of in a less literal way in life?
I think so. I think so too. Right. Yeah. Kind of flexible, kind of natural, kind of cool, right?
Yeah, nimble. Nimble would be the word.
Nimble.
I think. That's a good word.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's a great word too. Love it.
Nimble. Yeah. So, I mean, for light on your feet, though, you could say, oh, she's so light on her feet. She's a natural dancer, don't you think? So that would be more literal.
Yes, totally agree. I love that one. Yeah. Okay. What else, Michelle? Heavy-handed. This is the next one for our listeners.
One more.
Today.
And this one, I mean, do you hear this one a lot?
Heavy-handed. I hear it, but I don't know if I completely know how to use it actually. So I'd like you to teach me today.
Well, I was kind of learning too. So I looked it up in the dictionary and from Merriam-Webster, and it said one definition was clumsy and the second was oppressive or harsh.
Oh, yeah. Sort of this idea of overly controlling. Maybe.
Right. So when I saw the second one, I thought, okay, that seems right to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't familiar really in the clumsy way. What do you think?
Yeah, that kind of means like just not dainty. I guess the opposite of nimble and dainty. But I agree. Yeah. If I had to use this and I had to think quickly, what does it mean? I would use it in the second way. Oppressive, harsh, overreaching, overbearing.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I mean, you might hear, as an example, you could say something like, oh, her mother was always heavy-handed with her punishments. She would get grounded for weeks.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. In a position of control or authority, right? Someone has control over someone else and they're very heavy-handed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's how I would use it. So we wanted to do some, I guess they're not necessarily, well, some of them are collocations, but more so expressions, right? With heavy, light, and body parts. So should we do a role play?
Sure, let's do it, Michelle. So here we are coworkers and we're working on a project together and it's late. And I know you're kind of a night person, but I'm not really a night person. So let's see what happens. What time do you go to sleep? My eyes start to get heavy. I would say around, I was going to ask you that. My eyes get heavy around 10 or 10:30. So I want to be asleep by 11, or I should be asleep by 11 and get up at 6:30 on the weekdays, I would say. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
6:30. That's good. I'm impressed.
Is that early or late in your mind?
That's do you have to get up at 6:30 because you have a dog?
Well, I probably would get up then anyways, but I do have to take him out. Yeah, but I want to go for a walk anyways. Like I want to be up and breathe in the air outside at 6:30.
So you like that? Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm pretty much up then too, but not by choice.
Not by choice.
Sometimes I sleep a little longer because Dan will be our son. But Anyway. All right. Okay. So here we are doing our project.
Here we go. So I think that's the end of the PowerPoint. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Wow. Oh, Lindsay, what a weight off our shoulders, right?
Oh, definitely. Wow. My eyes are heavy. Should we head out soon?
Yes, please. I wouldn't want to get any more heavy-handed feedback like last time. I mean, should we review it one more time?
Nah, it's all good. Make sure you're light on your feet tomorrow during the presentation. No tripping over any boxes again, Michelle.
Good point, Lindsay. Good night.
Good night. Oh my God.
That's a funny visual for
That
you.
would be the worst time to trip over boxes. Oh, this reminds me of a moment in graduate school when we spent hours as a group working on a PowerPoint. And then the very last night when the presentation was the next day, whoever had it on her computer, she saved it to that weird place where like you save it somewhere and it goes away. And we lost it. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
In the PC, like there's a way to save it and you don't know where you're saving it to and it's gone. And then we realized the morning of that we had lost the presentation. And I actually don't even remember what we did, but I just remember the feeling of like, oh, we toiled over that thing for hours.
Terrible. Oh my gosh. I hate that. That happens to me. Specifically, I don't know. Sometimes it's even happened to me with trying to do stuff for our social media. I'll be putting something online or I don't know. Every once in a while that happens and it's like, where did it go?
It's so bad. Oh, it's so demoralizing.
I don't know how that happens. Then you're like, save to this location. And then it does. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't understand.
Exactly.
Anyway.
It's crazy. So hopefully that won't happen to any of our listeners. But yeah, just a warning. Make sure you know where you're saving your presentations.
Yes.
So,
all right.
Okay.
So let's go through it. We're having a wide range of emotions today, Lindsay. In our discussion.
That's right. That's good. All right. So the first thing that you said, Michelle, was, wow, what a weight off our shoulders. For me, I would feel the weight after the presentation, not after finishing the personally, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
I could. I feel like there's like one tiny weight, and then like the big after finishing the preparation, right?
Yeah,
and then the big weight. But yeah, something feels better.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And then you said, wow, my eyes are heavy. And I like how you really emphasized heavy. You're tired.
Exactly. My eyelids are starting to droop. We have a lot of good vocab coming out of today. Guys, I hope you're writing these vocabulary words down because a lot of the vocab is coming out spontaneously today. So this is good stuff. And then you said, I wouldn't want to get any more heavy-handed feedback like last time. So it sounds like the professor really, came down on us hard last time.
Yeah, the boss or whatever. Yeah. Yikes.
Oh, right.
You said, make sure you're light on your feet tomorrow during the presentation. No tripping over any boxes again.
I can imagine. So that's good stuff, Michelle. So this is great. What should we leave our listeners with from today's episode?
I mean, it's so much fun to learn with a theme. So I'm glad that our listener came up with this and also did some research beforehand, and how can you relate these things to your own language? Do you kind of have similar expressions? And also let us know, how do you get weight off your chest, right? What makes you feel that relief?
Yeah, that would be cool to know from our listeners. What is that thing that really makes you feel right? You can breathe out and you can relax. I would love to know what that is. Maybe it's just getting some exercise or whatever that is. Let us know. And guys, go back, listen again to today's episode, get the transcripts, whether it's in the app or subscription, allearsenglish.com/subscribe to get them by email, and go through this because some great vocabulary came out of today's episode. Okay.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. This was fun, Lindsay. I hope you have a great day.
You too, Michelle. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.